Okay, Jennifer, this is the second part of the tutorial on how to edit and add pages. So let me finish up a few things that we were talking about on adding a new page, and then I'll cover a few things on editing an existing page. You saw at the previous end of the previous tutorial, we were adding a new page talking about birthdays and how we handle that. So we've updated the page. The only problem is that we don't see that listed up here. So how do we go about putting that up here on the navigation bar? So we go to our dashboard. Let me show you how to get to there. You can see, and double check, I'm going to click on Edit Pages. And you can see that right here, we want to handle your birthday party. You can even view it from here. And okay, that's the page we want. Why is it not showing up? So let me show you how to do that. The way this theme is set up is kind of a check and balance. Because if you put something up there, everybody can see it, and you may think, oh, I don't want everybody to see that just yet because I'm still in edit mode. So go over here to, and I'm kind of under My Theme, under the dashboard. Scroll down to where you see My Theme. If it's not selected, select it there, and go down to the Settings. So you click on the word Settings, and you've got several things here. The only thing you really need to focus on for what we're talking about is this menu builder. This is selects the pages you would like to include. So this is a real critical piece. Just because you've added a new page doesn't mean it's going to show up again. You can add the page and edit it and get it just right, and then go and put it into the menu builder. So you can see all the check marks by the pages that are visible. So you can see the about and the operations and all that. Now notice that there's one call that we thank you for your order. Now that happens after somebody orders something from PayPal. They're directly taken to this page. This is kind of what we call a hidden page. It's a page on your website. You can go in and edit that page and all that, but it's not visible from the navigation bar, and doesn't need to be visible. It's kind of a hidden page. So in this case, we want to make the birthday party one visible. So let's click that. And we have to scroll down here to the bottom to save options. Now I'm curious about what's going to happen here. So we refresh our page. Oops, I forgot we have to do one thing on this, and this is probably a good point. I'm sorry, I kind of got my themes mixed up. One theme does it a little bit differently than others. So what you want to do is you say, oh wait a second, we don't want it to say all that. That's a little too long. No, maybe it's not. Maybe you think, oh, yeah, that fits really nice there. So get your attention. But you may think that's too big. So now it shows up on the navigation bar, but the title's too long. So let's say we go back to edit the page. We scroll down and we find what we're looking for. And this is where, again, you see it listed here. Maybe we call it, we title it to say birthday parties. We update the page. Now we can refresh our browser, and now you can see, there we go, it's changed to that. So that would be one way to make sure it shows up on your menu bar, but then it also is the title of the menu bar pulls from this section here. Now the good thing is it still shows that the URL is Cupcake by Design /birthday. But the section here is called birthday parties. So you can make this simple enough so that when you're typing it in, people can remember it pretty easily. But then you can also do that. You don't want to edit this. It may sound easy to edit it, but it's a little more complicated than that. So try to avoid that if you can. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and bump that down off of the menu builder so that doesn't show up. Save that. Now I can continue to make changes to that and show you some things in the tutorial here. Okay, so we've set that up. Now the other thing I want to be able to do is to show you some layouts. Now let's take for instance the blog is laid out in a certain way where you've got this little truck on the right side and then you've got this additional navigation. That's kind of pulling in kind of a sidebar. This is a separate sidebar, and the way we have your page, your website set up is on the blog, you're going to have the blog listed here with a sidebar on the right side. But on the other pages, it varies. So in some case, we wanted the location to have a sidebar, but on wholesale, we decided since a bigger picture, we wanted it not to have a sidebar. So it's called a no sidebar approach. Same thing with the gourmet page. We didn't want to take up the space on the sidebar. We wanted more information about the flavors and different things like that. So that's up to you, however you want to do that. Let me show you real quickly on how to make that happen. You go to the page that you're wanting to. We're going to go down to birthday parties. And let's say we want it to be the no sidebar, very similar to, let's say, wholesale. So you've kind of got this tan background with lots of room to put a big picture, and you don't have this big picture here taking up some valuable space. Okay, so you would go over here to your birthday party page, and down here where we were making the changes on the order and so forth is right here. The default template is what you see, but there's also a no sidebar template. Now these others, you don't want to worry about any of these others, but the no sidebar template, if I update this page and then I go to view this page, now we're going to see that this page is set up very similar to wholesale. If I go back and I set it up to the default template and update the page, you'll be able to see how this is going to change. So I'll view the page, and now that it looks differently because it's got this guy. So it just depends on how you want to set it up. So you have two different ways of doing things. Now, I'm also going to show you real quickly on, we talked about this, but I may have gone a little fast, so I want to make sure I'm clear. The order that you see up here, home is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7. The order down here is, like for instance, this is one up on the main one, but gourmet is actually number 1 under flavors, and decorated is number 2. So it's more like this is all one numbering system, and then down below it's another separate system. So obviously about the hours of operation is simply 1, and you're noting that down here, the order. So if I was to put this under wholesale and ordered it number, well, that's not a good example, but I'll put it under flavors. I could put it as number 3. I could update the page. I could then go over to settings real quick. I can pop it into our menu builder, save it, go back over to the site, update the page, and now after it's updated, I can see that now you have it listed. It's in second place now because I just need to go back and renumber those correctly, because what that tells me is I put it as number 3, but it tells me that one of these others is not. This is probably 1, and this was maybe also labeled as 1, and it was doing it alphabetically or something like that. But the key thing is you can order them in the order that you want to, and I'll fix those after I do the tutorial, just so you have. Obviously, I'll take the birthday parties off so you don't have to see that. Okay, so that's kind of how you edit the page or add new pages. Editing pages are very simple. I'm going to do another tutorial for you specifically on how to edit pages like the cupcake pages, because this is something you may want to from time to time, add new cupcakes. And I want to show you how we did this, and then the shopping cart. But editing is real simple. If you ever decided you wanted to change something, you just obviously go in there and make that change. If you've messed it up, you just click that undo button, and it's pretty easy to make changes once you've gone in there. So the biggest thing is adding changes, but if you ever want to know how to do anything on the editing page that's not covered under what you've seen on the tutorial, let us know. But I think those are pretty good explanation of how to add new pages, and then you can go back there and edit them as you need to, reorder them, change the templates to the sidebar you want, or put them in the particular navigation bar that you want them to fall under. Okay? Hope that helps. Thanks.